Hello, my beautiful people. This is Anna Sharif again. So I've been really busy since my last video, but please, I don't want you guys to hold it against me because I gotta work. That is the reason why you guys need to continue to support me. Follow me on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Thanks to those who have subscribed. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Also on on TikTok. So today I want us to talk about all the development that has happened since my previous video, the racial issues, racial injustice, the racism that is going on, the killing by some police officers, mistaking their tasers for their guns. We saw what just happened in New York. Some white man who is a military guy in South Carolina bullied a young black man who was walking in his own neighborhood. Because of his skin color, he claims the man is not supposed to be in that particular neighborhood. But the one that I want us to talk about today that really struck a chord in me is the one of the military officer, Officer Nazario. In December of 2020, Officer Nazario was pulled over by two police officers in Virginia. In my gut, I felt like uniformed men should have respect for one another. I was totally wrong. Officer Nazario was pulled over because of a missing license plate by two Virginia police officers. Even when they saw this man in his uniform, no respect for his service. All they saw was his skin color being black. I was sitting there watching that video, terrified. In my head, I'm thinking, he is in a uniform, and you people are in a uniform. I thought you should have respect for one another. Courtesy, for heaven's sakes. But I guess no. As long as you are in uniform but you are black, they don't care about your service. This man was humiliated. He was pepper sprayed, disrespected, thrown on the floor, handcuffed for a missing license plate. By God, we all know when you go to the dealership and buy a new car, they give you a temporary license plate and you have to put it in front of your windshield or in the back of your car. But these two officers claimed they did not see this license plate. The temporary license plate, it was there. Thank God the man was recording too. And even the officer's body camera was recording. But sometimes I guess they forget that they have body cameras on when they do these things, man. This man was just... Oh my God. He was just disrespected in a military uniform, serving this country, protecting each and every one of us, including the two police officers. But being that they are in authority, when they put you over for traffic signal, they exercise their authority in the wrong way by dehumanizing this military officer. Now, me sitting there watching that video just brought horror in my mind, thinking about my ex-CEO, this white woman who threatens to call the cops on me in March of this year, 2020, when I decided to leave, when I put in my resignation, accusing me of being a thief. Because they did an audit and two white women said, oh, they believe in their God. That I stole from an individual, by the way, an individual with intellectual disability. That I stole from that particular individual. I was watching this video of Officer Nazario being humiliated, disrespected, and I thought about this woman's threat. Had this woman acted upon her threat, we don't know which police officer would have showed up at that workplace that day. We don't know what would have happened to me. And that terrifies me. Let us take a look at the video.
Force, he's deployed fucked up. That's fucked up.
Get out of the car now! Sir, just get out of the car!
I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car now!
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Get out of the car and get on the ground now! Get it!
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt. Can you?
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car!
Can you please?
Get out of the car now! Listen! Take off your seatbelt and get out of the car!
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car!
Look.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car! Take your seatbelt off!
Look, my hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the
My
car!
hands are out.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please. Please. Look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog is choking right
Get
now.
out of the car! Take your seatbelt off! What are you, a specialist? What are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car! Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car! You made this way more difficult than it had to be if you just complied. Get out of the car!
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine! Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car! Straight onto the ground! Straight onto the ground! Ma'am.
Is your commanding officer
Now,
available?
let's go!
Is your commanding
Let's
officer
go.
available?
Get on the ground! Get on the
Can you
ground!
please talk to
Get
me
on the
about
ground
what's
now!
going on?
Get on the ground and you're getting sprayed again! Get on the ground!
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get on
going
the ground! Get on the ground now!
Can you please talk to me
Get on
about
the
what's
ground!
going
Get on the
on?
ground!
Can you please talk to me about what's
Yes, sir.
going on?
You're not.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this?
You're
Why?
not cooperating.
Issues that we face as black people. You know, so when this incident happened, I am very grateful for the colleagues who stood up and spoke up, because 99% of employees in that particular agencies are black. That particular agency that this woman threatened to call the cops on me are black. And when she made that statement that night, there was a black supervisor of mine sitting there who did not feel like there was nothing wrong with that particular statement. If this woman is thinking that this white lady can threaten to call the cops on me, it will not happen to her, she must think again. We have HR, human resources, for a reason. Human resources who was sitting there didn't feel the need that there was something wrong with that particular statement. She just walked away. There's a reason why you hire a human resources personnel. But if an officer, an army officer, is being treated like this by some police officers, what happens to us who are not in uniform? What would have happened to me had this woman acted upon her racist threat? We don't know which officer would have showed up. We don't know what would have happened to me. And it terrifies me, which should terrify every black person working in that particular agency. Because working for this woman for 4 years, with no record, with no bad record, with no accusations on me, decided to do this to me. And even when I left, my beautiful people, she instructed this same black woman who was sitting there to go to the house and see if the items that they accused me of stealing is still there. They went there, the items were still there. Do you think I got an apology from them? No. Do I deserve an apology? In their minds, no. Because of their white privilege, I don't deserve it. They are white and black, so whatever they said is correct, is true. Even though the items are still in the group home. I don't deserve an apology. But it's okay. Because I am glad I spoke up. I hope change will come now. I hope, next time when someone wants to threaten an employee of yours, you think of what you say. Think of what you're going to, the repercussion. Think of the impact your statement is going to make in the mind or in the lives of these people. Sometimes when some white people, when they call cops on someone of color, or when they're threatening to do that, they act as though they don't know. Yes, they know. They know the repercussion. They know the repercussion of calling cops on someone. They know sometimes it doesn't go down well. It ends up in someone dying. They know that. But they sit there innocently as if they didn't know that the statement or their actions. They fail to realize that their statements and actions endangered another human being's life, which is what she did to me. She failed to realize that her statement had already endangered my life. Had she acted upon it, now only God knows what would have happened that day, because I continue to say, we do not know which police officer will have showed up, just like Officer Nazario didn't know which police officer pulled him over that day. And we now saw the ones that pulled him over. You see, I will not be a hashtag just because a racist white woman want to threaten to call the cops on me for something I did not do. Nobody should be a hashtag that, oh, did you see what happened to this person? Nobody deserves that type of treatment. Nobody deserves to die in the hands of anybody for something they didn't do. Even if they did it, they have to go to court. It has to be proven. They say you are innocent until proven guilty. Huh. But she threatens to call the cops. So my advice today is, when you see an injustice being happening in front of you, speak up. I am so happy and I'm glad that I spoke up. Because if it happens to me, it will happen to you because of my skin color. Our skin color. It will happen to each and every one of us. No black person, rich or poor, is immune to racism. No person of color. We see what's happening in the Asian community as well. No one is immune to racism as long as you're a person of color. So if you think this will not happen to you, think again. If you say, oh, it did not happen to me, it happened to Hannah, I'm not speaking up, or I'm going to be the good one who is going to speak in favor of the white woman, think again. It will happen to each and every one of us. So again, thank you to those who spoke up. Thank you to those who felt the need that how I was treated was wrong and it could happen to them. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you for speaking up. Because this is what we need to be doing now. Speak up when you see things like this are happening. Once again, thanks to each and everybody who stood up and spoke up about the injustice that was done to me. Thank you.